All right, hello collective. Today I wanted to channel the message of what you need to let go of, because when I asked what message Spirit had for everyone, the Five of Pentacles came out. And so I think this is the overall energy. I'm definitely feeling this today. It's not so much, there's just like this lack energy I feel, or some form of blockage that we need to release ourselves from. That's why I'm like suited up in black today. I've got my onyx ring on and my spider earrings, just because I feel like I need a little bit of protection. And that's why I picked these crystals in particular, very like earthy crystals, just to help everybody ground a little bit. So for pile one, we have the tiger's eye. I love this tiger's eye. And for pile two, we have Chalcedony, I believe is what it's called. And for pile three, we have Petrified wood. All right, I'll give you all the time you need to pick your piles. Feel free to pause the video, and I will see you in your reading. Welcome, pile one. You picked the tiger's eye. It's a really pretty tiger's eye. I love it because it reminds me of like the layers of sediment in, I don't know if that's the right word, sediment. It's just that natural phenomenon you get when you have like layers, perfect layers of earth. That's what it, I don't know if you heard that. My dishwasher just started singing, telling me that it's done. I wonder. Yeah, that's why I picked this one specifically. I love the layers. The layers are very pretty. I think we'll put it right here. And so your significator card, pile one, is the Eight of Wands with red coral. Now, I wanted to read a little bit from the guidebook for this particular deck, just because they do have a little bit of info about the mushroom. So this was Eight of Wands. Yep. So red coral. Red corals grow quickly and do not redirect their wand-like spires for any obstacles. Reaching skyward, they wrap and twist around whatever tries to overshadow them. This is the red-hot energy of the Eight of Wands in full effect. So this has very obviously typical Eight of Wands energy, but with the red coral, it's almost a bit like Seven of Wands, in the sense that it's very stubborn and it's very like, you know, when I think of Seven of Wands, I usually think of like stand your ground, like nobody's going to get the best of me, nobody's moving me, you can't knock me down kind of energy. It's very tough. And so this is like a very tough Eight of Wands. It's not just Eight of Wands is usually like quickness, something coming in quickly. This is almost more like Seven of Wands, in the sense that nothing is going to stop you from reaching your goal. So it's less like something coming in and more like you going for it yourself. You're the one that's creating this direction. Rather than it coming into you, you're the one making this momentum happen, is kind of the message that I get from that. Let's put it right here. And then we'll start off with some oracle to get a better message. Whew, I tried to cleanse my space with some sage, but I think I just ended up hotboxing myself with sage. Okay, what does pile one need to let go of? Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, a new romantic cycle and nothing will come of this situation. Very interesting that they came out together. I've been getting that a lot though, as a collective energy. Like, I know a lot of people are very 50-50 on love relationship, like relationship readings. Because usually it's pretty 50-50, right? Like, relationship readings are either telling you something really good or they're telling you something really bad. And depending on your situation, you don't really want to hear it, which is funny because this feels very 50-50 too. Like, a new romantic cycle begins, but nothing will come of it. So there's almost a message. It's very confusing. There's a number of things that might be going on here. You might be leaving a situation to start something new with someone, or you might have the beginnings of like a crush or an inkling about a person. It doesn't have to be romantic, but nothing will come of the situation. And that doesn't necessarily mean that like anything bad will happen. When this card comes up, it can kind of give you a scary feeling like, oh, nothing's gonna happen, like that's bad. But sometimes nothing happening is actually a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, you can take that card with a grain of salt, I think, however it pertains to your situation. Actually, I don't usually do this, but I'm feeling called to read the from the guidebook for this too, just because I think the message in it is a bit okay. A void of course moon means nothing will come of this matter, or this situation will bear no fruit. This may or may not be good news depending on what you are asking. If you are asking about any new kind of project or relationship, it's a sign to adjust your expectations or change things so you get a different outcome. Remember, the cards can only predict what you are currently creating, and you can change that with both your beliefs and your behavior. So some of the additional meanings is that you should surrender to the divine, take time out, and believe that you will get what you need. So that's kind of what I was saying, in the sense that it feels very 50-50. It doesn't necessarily mean that anything bad is going to happen, but that might be, again, when I was channeling the overall message for the collective, this card came out. And Five of Pentacles, majority is just that it makes us go into this sort of like lack mentality. So we may feel like we're not getting what we need. We may feel like we're missing something. And before I go deep into like relationship, I don't want to say advice because that's not what it would be, but we'll just see if this relationship or this reading is all about relationships or whether it's about something else. But a new moon card usually means that something is beginning here. And with the Eight of Wands energy, that kind of confirms that something might be starting here in your reading. You might be called to pursue something. Moonlight. I feel like that's just reiterating that void of course moon, in the sense that I just got this feeling that you might be asking tarot for advice, but tarot's advice to you might be that you need to trust your own intuition on this, which kind of sucks. I mean, nobody really wants to hear that in a tarot reading. But at the bottom of the deck, we have Coming Apart. And this is also a card of separation. This is a card about leaving behind what no longer serves you. So again, that kind of makes me feel like maybe this is more about a partnership or doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It can be just someone in your life that you feel like you need to have distance from. And then at the bottom of that, we have the wishing well. So there is an underlying feeling of doing something for your highest good, whether that is spirit intervening for you or you pursuing something for your own highest good. You're making this happen though, I feel, more so than spirit intervening for you. I think you are making this a possibility for yourself. With that Eight of Wands, red coral energy, what does pile 1 need to let go of? Ooh. Bah. Oh no, no, they're all falling out. Okay, we're gonna take these two first because these two just like attacked that Eight of Wands. Anticipation and upheaval. Huh. Those were in one of the other readings that I did. But with the upheaval, this is sort of like, it's again kind of reiterating that letting go, that grief, that coming apart energy that I pointed out earlier. So it's definitely relevant. Like Spirit wants you to know that. And then anticipation is kind of making me think about the, like you might be excited about starting something new with someone, but it's funny that you have Void of Course and then red coral, because I feel almost like there's these two energies of you want to pursue this so hard, like you're ready to go full throttle, but then Spirit is also saying like, meh, like you could, but you could also slow down if you wanted, especially with that upheaval there. And then we have the Cayman and Poppy with dreams. And then another one fell on the floor. We have the Otter and Cattail with peace. Follow your dreams. I definitely, like, no matter what you choose, whether this is a person or a partnership or someone else in your life, it doesn't really look like there's anything bad happening here. Like with the dreams and the peace, I just feel like sometimes when we talk to Spirit, we get these messages that aren't quite so solid. Like it's not a solid yes or a no. I feel like this might be one of those readings where Spirit just sort of tells you, like your guides are telling you like, yeah, you could do it. Nothing bad is gonna happen, but is it gonna change your life? Probably not. So I feel like it's really up to you, I think, is what your guides and Spirit is saying. It's up to you what you want to do, because either way there is no good or bad kind of thing is what I'm getting here. And then I'm going to save that for later. I wanted to do this one. The seeds and the sickle. I just saw 222 on the timer here, like 1222. So that again makes me think of partnerships, people, but also angel number 222, you are on the right track. Clematis. Yeah, that's that 8 of Wands energy, and there's that 222 again. So yeah, I feel like no matter what you choose, like I said, this is not going to affect your path in any like negative way. Like this peace card is really kind of jumping out at me too. Like Again, I'm not saying that this person is going to be like your soulmate if you choose to pursue anything, if this is a person. A person, a friendship, an offer. Because you're getting follow your dreams and peace. So, and otters, I typically think usually there's a message of like having fun too. And with Clematis and Eight of Wands, like nothing is going to stand in your way. There's a lot of like underlying willful energy here of like nothing can stop me. I'm going to make my own way. I'm going to choose my own path. And it doesn't matter what comes and goes. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep moving forward. Yeah, and you got the thistle here too. So there's a bit of a stubborn energy, but it's not stubbornness in terms of like your stubbornness is not what's blocking you. It doesn't really look like you're blocking anything. So maybe what you need to let go of is just this feeling of that you need to make a decision at all. I think the Moonlight card is jumping out to me a little bit there. Like, you don't need to put so much emphasis on this, because you're good. You're good no matter what. Okay, so now we're going to pick from the I don't know if you'd call it an oracle deck. It's more of an affirmation. The language of letting go. It's a 50 card deck. Oh. I just thought it was appropriate for this reading. Let's see what jumps out. Ooh, there we go. Okay. So a big chunk fell out, so I probably won't take all of it, but on the top we have maintaining boundaries. Today I will gain a new awareness of those areas where I need healthier boundaries. I will release my naive assumptions that the other person is always right. I will exchange that view for trusting and listening to myself and setting and maintaining healthy boundaries. Interesting. Should I leave it this way or this way? This way. Yeah, that's why you're good though. You're good because you are learning how to maintain your boundaries. So if this is a new person or a new relationship or whatever, you are practicing your boundaries. Oh, I just wanted to see if something else came out, because you did get these two kind of flipped over. So we have being true to myself and trusting in life. I do feel like that goes together very well. So there's a level of authenticity here in your reading. A level of authenticity and just sort of believing in your own strength. There's a lot of self-empowerment here, which I think is why, again, I'm not sure if I'm articulating the message right with these two coming out together. But yeah, just in my own experience of like asking tarot questions sometimes my guides are just kind of telling me like, don't worry about it. You're giving this situation way too much energy, way too much power. And so it kind of feels like that's the underlying message here of you just got to let go of how important this decision is for you, it feels like, because it's really not a make or break decision, it doesn't feel like. And that's kind of where you have to trust in life and be true to yourself. Okay, let's read this one first. Today, I will trust that the events occurring in my life are not random. My experiences aren't mistakes, and the universe, my higher power, and life are not picking on me. I'm going through exactly what I need to go through to learn something valuable, something that will prepare me for the joy and love I am seeking. Very cool message there. And kind of goes with the new romantic cycle beginning, because it couldn't, maybe it's not a person, maybe it's just sort of accepting like a new take on life, a new sort of zeal on life. I'm just sort of, the last part of that message is jumping out at me. Will prepare me for the joy and love I'm seeking. And then this one, today I will honor, cherish, and love myself. When I get confused about what to do, I just have to remember that I need to be true to myself. I will break free of the hold that others and their expectations have on me. Yeah, so again, there's just this feeling of letting go of the expectations that letting go of how important this might be for you, this person, this other party. It just feels like you need to give your power back to yourself, kind of thing, is what I'm seeing there. We'll get you some tarot. Ooh, I feel like I know I haven't been talking a lot, but I feel like I'm out of breath. So this might be even something where like you're trying to negotiate with this person, this other party in your life, and it just feels like you're wasting your breath. Whew. Like they're not maybe on the same page as you. Okay, we got the Star and the High Priestess. Definitely a message of self-empowerment here. And again, I kind of feel like, yeah, you might be giving too much into this relationship. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck here, we have Eight of Wands again. Just interesting. So this is something that you will decide on fast. Whatever might be holding you up or keeping you still or stagnant, this will pass through fast. Because you're coming back into your own power here. The Star card, usually I think of like wish fulfillment, but here it just feels there's a lot of really powerful feminine energy coming through with those two cards. It seems like more than anything. Can't get it back in the box. And I'm gonna see about, maybe not that one, maybe this one. Whoa, the whole thing almost fell over. Okay, ugh, my dog is barking. Okay, so what, I feel like it's been pretty clear. I don't feel like I have to ask too much questions. We're just kind of, just want to make sure that we, oh gosh, what do I want to say? Just get some more confirmation, I guess. Eight of Shells. Quest and Renewal. That's interesting. That's a bit different from the rest of the cards in your pile. Quest and Renewal. Well, let's get one more of those cards then. Because that's kind of odd that that card would come out. Quest, though. All right, I get it. Don't want me to say something. Okay, so we have the Hermit, Strength, and the Magician. Okay, this may not resonate with everybody, and you don't have to obviously take this advice if it doesn't resonate with you, but I'm kind of getting the message that you might need to go in alone on this. Like if you're thinking about, there's just, I'm not really sensing like going on an adventure with someone. I'm kind of sensing more like you taking a trip by yourself kind of thing with these four cards coming out here. I'm just thinking of the quest, the contemplation, the courage, the willpower. It's very much more like eat, pray, love kind of energy there. especially with the High Priestess and the Star. Like I said, very powerful, like independent feminine energies coming in. Yeah, I didn't really want to say that because I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear, but I just felt it bared mentioning because that's what I'm seeing. Again, you do not have to take that if it doesn't resonate with you. I'm just gonna get you one more tarot card maybe, and then we'll end your reading. Can't get the last two out. Okay. Final message, Spirit. What does pile 1 have to let go of? Oh, man. Now your cards are falling out all messy. Which, when that happens, I feel like that's where it's almost like Spirit has too much stuff to say. The Devil, the Six of Mirrors, the Ace of Mirrors, and the Companion was King of Spirals. What was this one? Oh, Two of Mirrors. You know what? There's definitely some form of partnership, but like a healthy one. So maybe you're kind of thinking about leaving some sort of unhealthy relationship or partnership. Something that is not high vibrational and puts you in a state where you're realizing you're not happy with that version of you. Because with the Six of Mirrors, I'm thinking of, it's like you're sort of maybe lost yourself. So you're looking for that version of you that you were happy with once upon a time. Something like that. Some form of past memory of you, reconnecting with that maybe. And then with the Ace of Mirrors and the Two of Mirrors. This could even just be yourself. Like, I'm seeing someone looking within the mirror and being happy with what they see. And then again, there's that Companion. I feel like they're trying to make me pay attention to that part more so than the King of Spirals part. But again, the King of Spirals is kind of like an adventurer. He's well-traveled, worldly. So there might just be a message here for someone to either take a trip, travel, or someone who is a little bit more like, you might be finding someone or meeting someone soon who will, oh no, you know what? Well, I still think, sorry, now my thoughts are getting all jumbled up. Because I was gonna say meeting someone with a little bit more emotional intelligence, because when I think of the King of Spirals, I don't necessarily think this is someone who, like, I don't know why, I'm kind of seeing this person as a big man baby. And I don't know why, so that might be a message for someone. But, like, I'm kind of getting man-child energy now, so you might be just having to let go and find someone else with a little bit more emotional maturity. That's very interesting. That's kind of the end message, I think, for letting go. Yeah. Like I said, there was a bit of that eat, pray, love energy. And then there's also that energy of trusting yourself. Well, dang. I don't usually do readings like that. But then again, the Tiger's Eye is it's a gem of confidence, very much Leo energy. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of all over your reading, this sort of like self-empowerment, believe in yourself, don't give your energy away to others kind of deal. So I think that's like, if you just none of that relationship stuff resonated with you, you don't have to take it. I think what the main message here for pile number 1 is, in terms of letting go, is just to let go of the expectations of others. Let go of other people's energy and focus on your energy, because your energy is very powerful. Does that make more sense? I hope I was a little bit more succinct. I hate it when I leave a reading and it's a bit wishy-washy. So I hope that was a little bit more solid, and I hope you enjoyed the reading, pile 1, and I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, pile number 2. Sorry if you can hear the cars outside. I had to open my window a bit because I saged too much, and so now my room smells like burnt leaves. So you picked the Chalcedony, and you know what? I don't actually know too much about Chalcedony. I got this as a gift, which always amazes me whenever I go to buy crystals. I am constantly amazed by the generosity that I keep running into when I meet these people who are so passionate about crystals. Like, there's always someone who wants to give away a crystal for free, or says, like, you know, just have a box, stick your hand in, pick whatever crystal you want, it's free, no problem. And so this was one of them. So I didn't actually find this stone, I didn't go looking for it, but it found me. So there might be a message there for you. I do have a book, so let me just go grab that for you. Okay, I have it right here. Chalcedony. Chalcedony is a nurturing stone that promotes brotherhood and goodwill and enhances group stability. It can be used to assist thought transmission and telepathy. Okay. This stone absorbs negative energy and then dissipates it to prevent onward transmission. In ancient times, chalices would be formed out of chalcedony and lined with silver. They were said to prevent poisoning. Chalcedony brings the mind, body, emotions, and spirit into harmony, instilling feelings of benevolence and generosity. Chalcedony removes hostility and transforms melancholy into joy. Psychologically, chalcedony eases self-doubt and facilitates constructive inward reflection. Neat. Okay. So what I really took away from that is probably this feeling of group stability. I feel, at least that's what it would mean for me anyway, just because of the way that I received it. That's how I would probably take away the energy of Chalcedony, is just to help strengthen your bond with others. And then your card is 8 of Swords with the columned stinkhorn. I am going to read from the guidebook just because it does give you a little bit of information about the type of mushroom. Oops, that was from pile 1. Huh. You might have been called to pile 1, and that's why it was left there. I forgot it there. Let's see, stinkhorn, stinkhorn. Oops. The columned stinkhorn writhes out of an underground egg sac into a smelly, alien-looking cluster of tentacles bound by the tip. Okay. Through seemingly fixed in place, this fungus has created an amazing solution to spread its pores. Like the 8 of Swords, remember to break through self-imposed blinders to appreciate the resources around you. Okay. So that's kind of a very positive way to look at the 8 of Swords. I think it's more of a, I think a card telling you, because usually when I think of the 8 of Swords, I think it's about self-limiting beliefs, and it still is, but I feel like this card in particular is telling you that you can surprise yourself, which I think is pretty positive for an 8 of Swords card, because usually when I pick up an 8 of Swords, it's very It almost feels like, oh geez, like not this card again. But this card is more about telling you to think outside the box. Like if you feel stuck, if you feel trapped, if you feel like you're stuck in the same cycles, then this card is almost telling you, like, try a different approach. Try something you've never tried before. Like, so it's almost like it's telling you to step outside of your comfort zone, which is cool for an 8 of Swords card. Okay, let's start with Oracle cards. What does pile 2 need to let go of? What does pile 2 need to let go of? I mean, the 8 of Swords, usually that's self-limiting beliefs. Let go of self-limiting beliefs. Let go of a type of thought pattern that you've been carrying around for a while. No, that's definitely like self-limiting beliefs with that new moon in Aquarius. Bring love into the situation. You might not be believing in yourself. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. But there's still that energy. Aquarius is the sign of innovation. And with the new moon, it's almost like it's still kind of telling you like to approach something a different way. In an innovative way, in a creative way. So you might have to let go, not just of self-limiting beliefs, but you might have to let go of like an old thought pattern that you've had. You haven't been thinking in a different way for a very long time. So that's what you need in order to move forward. Yeah, and at the bottom of the deck, we have believe in the impossible. So yeah, there's definitely a feeling in your reading of miracles, of, what do I want to say? There's a word I'm looking for. It's kind of along the lines of innovation, imagination, invention. Very interesting. Where was I? This one next. Please and thank you. My desk gets messier and messier when I go from reading to reading, so I tend to lose where I placed things. What does pile 2 need to let go of? Solitude. I feel like that's the message with the Chalcedony. You might have been in hermit mode for a while, and that's kind of why you're still stuck in a pattern. So you might need to let go of this idea that you might even just have to let go of, like I said, not even necessarily like a thought pattern, but just like the way you've been doing things, the way you've been conducting yourself, the routines that you've had. You might need to shake it up a bit, is what I'm seeing so far. And then the magical map shifter. Yeah, there's that that magic innovation, like the magical map shifter can also be about letting someone in that you don't expect, like receiving some sort of random guidance from spirit. And then we have metamorphosis. Cool, cool, cool. Definitely shifting, changing. You need to let go of a past version of you. Almost. Because metamorphosis is a big change, right? Metamorphosis is the caterpillar becoming a butterfly, looking totally different. I wouldn't be surprised if we get the Tower card later on. We'll see. But then there was the talisman at the bottom of the deck, this is what makes me feel like you've been trying to do this for a long time. Because I always feel like the talisman, this is someone who's had to go through this path a couple times, right? That's how I read this talisman card. And so with each try, with each pass, she's earned one more thing to carry with her, one more tool in her arsenal. Like she's got her cloak now, she's got her talisman, she's got her sigils and symbols here at the bottom. She's got her tattoos. She's done this before, is the thing. And I feel like that's you too. You've done this before. You've been doing this. This has been a long time. A long time with that solitude card. So you're being called to let go of that and shake it up. How are we gonna shake it up? With this magical map shifter, I'm just sort of seeing more like, again, someone might be coming in to assist you. There might be some sort of synchronicity sign. Ooh, the coyote and Datura with deceit. Deceit? No. Deceit, but then on the bottom of the deck we have Martin and Mischief. Deceit? Deceit from what? That doesn't feel right. I can't find it. Oh, never mind. Datura warns of deceitful charms. It's a beautiful flower, but extremely poisonous, and said to be an ingredient in the salve that allows witches to fly on their broomsticks. Likewise, coyotes are often depicted as tricksters, known for their slyness and their cunning. Beware of charming strangers. Before opening up to someone new, consider what they may have to gain from your trust. So this is about trust. But then you also had the magical map shifter. Wow. That's a bit odd. I mean, there is a warning there that maybe if something feels a bit too good to be true, just heed with caution. That's weird. I had like such a positive energy for your reading of like you breaking this cycle, and now this warning hits your reading, like beware of strangers, beware of someone who might be pitching something to you that seems too good to be true. A card flipped over here. Oh, this is the card that came out in pile number 1, Clematis. Interesting. Especially with that person there, you might want to check out pile 1. Just because pile 1 was kind of along that line of, and then you've got Clematis, which came out in pile 1 with 22. But Clematis it's a climber, and it grows very well in the summertime, as most vine plants do. And it's pretty unstoppable. It will climb anything. So it's a very willful card here. But also a card about like you can do anything you set your mind to. Now this, it feels very... And then on the bottom of the deck we have Bracken with the invisible here. The invisible, not seeing something. You don't have all the pieces yet? Which makes sense, because I didn't get any fast-moving energy here. I just kind of got the energy that you're maybe starting to ask why nothing is changing. And so this reading is kind of telling you that what you need to do to change is bring... back into yourself. Weird. Okay. Back into yourself. I'm going to use these cards now. The language of letting go. Maybe that can give us a little bit more, because I did not expect this to be about a person, or for there to be a warning about a person. Thought this was going to be more about career, to be honest with you. But this might be like, beware of scams. Beware of just, hold on a second. Like contracts, emails, stuff like that. You might just want to read them over carefully and check the authenticity, is what I'm getting. Thank you, Spirit. Taking time for meditation and prayer. That taking time part, yeah. So, Spirit understands that you might be feeling a bit stuck. But bring love, take time. There's that solitude there of like, and then with the Chalcedony, like you might need to, okay, there's a bit of a dual message there. It's either saying to be cautious about letting new people into your life, and so you need to take some time for yourself to kind of regroup and go into hermit mode, or you've been in hermit mode way too long, and as long as you know yourself and you're self-aware, you might want to start getting out more, being a little bit more social, even if there are tricksters and deceivers out there. Like, as long as you know yourself, you've got, your intuition is strong enough to know like what's good for you and what's not good for you. Taking time for meditation and prayer. What's on the back here? Today I will take a moment for meditation and prayer. I know that I am a creation of God and He loves me. God, through meditation and prayer, I have faith that I will hear you when you talk to me, and you will listen when I talk to you. Yeah, that's that taking time. Taking time to listen, not just to God, but to yourself too. Meditation, I find, is a very healthy practice for listening to ourselves. Like, I don't know if anyone believes in this, so you might not feel called to do it, but often when I meditate, I ask myself questions, actually, because I feel like when I meditate, I'm being more connected to my higher self. And so I trust my higher self to give me honest answers about what I need. And so sometimes the biggest thing for self-discovery is just that act of taking time and listening to ourselves, going deep into meditation, into trance, and just sort of having a conversation with yourself. And not trying to, I feel like the hardest part about meditation is just letting go of the flow of your thoughts. So when you talk to yourself, like really truly talk to your highest self, there's no resistance. Thoughts just come. And it may not make sense, but the fact is that it'll feel honest and it'll feel calm and it'll happen like right away. You won't have to wait. And I feel like the more you meditate, the more you can kind of tell like which thoughts are your own, and because you'll feel like you're controlling the flow of it. Whereas thoughts from spirit, words from spirit, it just comes. It just flows. There's no resistance. So there might be a message for you there too, just to have a conversation with your guides, with your higher self. They want to talk to you, is the thing. What does pile 2 need to let go of? Ooh. Well, there's that old thought patterns. Old patterns, old beliefs. You're letting go to an old way of doing things. It's not necessarily that you're letting go of like a version of you. I mean, if you do go through this deep metamorphosis, then yes, you will, but for the most part, this is just sort of letting go of what no longer serves you, what no longer serves your highest good. Old habits, old routines that you did, just take baby steps and try to do something a little bit different every day. Try to eat different foods, maybe have a new wake-up routine. Healthier is what I just heard, like stuff to make you, routines to make you healthier. So maybe getting up at a different time, maybe having a different exercise routine. Even if it doesn't give you this big breakthrough, I feel like the change there is just that you've slowly made the steps to getting yourself out of a rut. For your days to not look like they're on repeat is the thing there. Are you going to give me another card here? Or should I try a different deck? Yeah, this deck is slow. It does not want to talk. We'll try a different one. Sometimes that's just how it happens. What does pile 2 need to let go of? Ooh, it's getting a bit stuck here. Yeah, there's that stuck, kind of confused energy has been throughout your reading. Like something might have thrown you off or might be in a rut. Oh, Merlin with the Hero. Interesting. So this is technically the Fool card. And I think the message here is that you can be your own hero. It's kind of like main character energy. You might want to start living your life like you're the main character. Maybe you're not someone who does that. Maybe you're someone who sees yourself as a side character, as an NPC, as someone who assists the main character. But you should start seeing yourself as the main character. You know what? Because there's an amazing amount of people that really do believe like they have that main character energy. And you might look at them and be like, I don't know what you're seeing, but that's the thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what their life looks like. It doesn't matter if they are super successful or anything like that. The point is just to embody it, like just to embrace that, because that is the truth. We are the main characters of our own story. We all have our own story. We're living it right now. So there's kind of that energy of spirit wanting you to have a little bit more confidence that way. The Watcher with the Queen of Mirrors. The Mystic. The Magical. The Weaver with Queen of Scrolls. Interesting. And then the Pilgrim with Page of Scrolls. Your reading is kind of all over the place a little bit. I feel like I've bounced from like talking about breaking your habits to watching out for someone who may enter your life with not quite the best intentions to now I'm kind of getting, with these 3 women that came out, I'm kind of getting this very mystic, like 3 fates energy. Because all of these women feel like they're at different stages of their life. So there's that triple goddess as well. The moon, phases of the moon, the maiden, the mother, and the crone. And you do have the moon 3 times here. We're gonna get some more tarot. Hopefully we can have a little bit more succinct message other than just you becoming a more confident version of yourself, because all 3 of these women have a quiet sort of confidence as well. Highly intuitive though, highly intuitive. There's a lot of like powerful magic here. It's not necessarily in the high feminine, but like I'm thinking of this card and this card, like a hero's journey kind of card. Letting go. There's definitely, again, if you want sort of like a main message to take away in your pile, I would say that you're letting go of an old way of doing things so that you can enter into a more adventurous lifestyle. Let's see here. What does pile 2 need to let go of? 3 of feathers, release and recovery. Oh, okay, that deck definitely wanted to talk to you. Okay. So we have the 3 of feathers. So yes, 3 of feathers, 3 of swords. There's that transformation again with the moss there, coming out of a painful situation. Again, I feel like maybe you've been stuck at this for a while and it's been very frustrated and disheartening. So you need to release that. You need to release that disappointment. You need to release that what you did before didn't work out for you, but you can enter into a new stage of your life by taking the steps, the baby steps to change who you are. And again, that can be anything from like routine to your hobbies to taking more walks outside, because both of these women have their walking sticks. And then we have the traveler with adventure. There's that energy of going on an adventure, having your own adventure. Even if you're a storyteller and you want to write your own story, you want to write your own adventure, there's that kind of new beginning. Like, again, this isn't so much like, oh, you're becoming a new you, you're letting go of your old self. You're more or less just letting go of the way you were doing things. It's kind of giving me like Walter Mitty vibes a little bit in your reading, I guess. And then you have the shaman with divine wisdom and spiritual power. This is the Hierophant. And then the 8 of acorns. That's that 8 of wands. So again, yeah, there's a bit of a reference to pile number 1, because pile number 1, their significator card was the 8 of wands. So there's energy and results here. I don't know where to put them. And then you've got the 2 of crystals with balance and adaptability, and 9 of feathers with perspective and self-empowerment. It's that perspective. Yes. Looking at things a different way. Embodying a new kind of energy. And the 2 of crystals is making me think again, just taking those practical steps to change your physical. Because I think that's what I'm getting in terms of like a big deal for you. You want your days to look different. You need your 3D to not be on a repetitive cycle. So this isn't so much, I mean, there are highly spiritual cards here for you, but again, I'm getting more of like an eat, pray, love, the secret life of Walter Mitty. Is that what it's called? The secret life? Whatever, the life of Walter Mitty kind of thing. Like just sort of, you go on an adventure and you change up your 3D world, your physical realm, the way you move your body, the way you eat, the job you have, and it makes such a big difference. You do kind of become a new person, not because you meditated in a cave for a while, but because you just changed your routine up. You walk through this world in a different way now, is what I'm getting. Yeah, the way you walk, the way you transit, the way you, again, like maybe even it's something, you take the bus all the time, so you're getting like a new way of doing that. Getting a car, a bike, like Walter Mitty, he used to he used to skateboard, and he let go of that for a really long time, but then he gets back onto it, realizes he really loved it, he doesn't know why he stopped. It's that kind of energy. Oh, I'm running out like 30 minutes now. Okay, I think that's everything that I have for you, pile 2. I really wish you all the best on your new adventure, because that's what I'm getting. This is about adventure. This is about embracing a new way of living and saying goodbye to the old way of living. And I hope that was helpful. And I wish you all the best on your new adventure. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. All right, hello, pile 3. You are the pile that chose this petrified wood. It's a beautiful piece. I love all the variations in it. I hold this stone when I really need grounding. Like more than my jasper, I find this stone has a lot of healing, grounding properties. Really connects me into the earth. I usually have this when I have a lot of like night terrors, like bad dreams. I go and I grab this stone just because I feel like it connects me more to this realm. Whereas sometimes when I have too much dreams, too much psychic activity, I feel like I'm floating away. So there might be a message in there for you. Just but it's a very patient, sort of grounded energy. And then you got 2 cards for your significator cards. You've got the 8 of Wands with orange pinwheel and the Hanged Man with velvet shank. So I'm going to read from the book just because it has information on the mushrooms, the orange pinwheel. Tests and criticisms may try to smother your blaze, but like the sturdy stalk of the minuscule orange pinwheel mushroom, you must stand strong and with purpose. Oh, that didn't really give me much in terms of an orange pinwheel, other than the fact that they look very delicate and tiny. But I never, honestly, I usually confuse this card for the 4 of Wands instead. Just because it looks like there's a tiny person there with like a tiny deer, and they're in some tiny woods. So it's quite peaceful for a 5 of Wands energy is what I'm trying to say. Usually it represents conflict with other people. But it's mostly saying like stand tall and strong amongst adversity, amongst conflict. I'm getting peacekeeper vibes from it. Peacekeeper. You might be the peacekeeper in your family. And with the velvet shank. This mushroom can be found hanging, usually from chilly branches in winter when most other mushrooms are dormant. These sticky-topped velvet shank mushroom thrives thanks to its natural anti-freeze chemicals. No matter what angle velvet shanks grow at, their caps quickly reorient themselves to grow perpendicular to the ground for optimum spore dispersal. Okay. So there's more of a feeling of adaptability with this Hanged Man adaptability, flexibility, changing course, but also surviving in conditions that might really confuse people. I'm kind of getting the message of like, you might do something and people would have no idea how you did it. It truly confuses them. It flabbergasts them. They don't know quite how you managed to pull that off. So there's not so much about patience and surrender, like what I usually get from the Hanged Man. It's more about changing course or doing something really out of the ordinary, really unexpected. Very interesting for your significator cards. Especially with the grounded energy of the Petrified Wood. Where is it? My desk is a mess. By the end of pile 3, it usually is, and I have no idea where anything is. Okie dokie. What does pile 3 need to let go of? Oh, that was fast. Ooh, don't let pride get in your way. And gibbous moon, you're very close to achieving your goal. Yeah, you've got two cards here that are less about something new happening and more about the culmination of something. So you might be waiting for a result. You might be on the cusp of a result. And you have to watch your tone, watch your temper. Be very mindful of how you speak. Because with that peacekeeper energy I got with the 5 of Wands, I'm not so much getting that you are having necessarily like, oh, what do I want to say? I had it and then I lost it. It's kind of like a feeling of this is more about how you respond rather than spirit warning you of like you being attacked. You might actually be the one that could attack. You might have to be the one that has to keep your emotions in check. And it's not necessarily because you're like an angry person or anything like that, or you're temperamental. It's just that whatever situation this might be, you have to just sort of be the one in control rather than the other way around. What's that saying? It's how we react that speaks of ourselves, and how other people react to us speaks of them. That kind of energy is what I'm getting. So far, all 3 piles have kind of been about how the collective is walking within the 3D world. Like sometimes I get a pile or a collective message and it's very much about spirituality, very much about ascending. This feels more like the collective message is how to let go of earthly attachments, almost, is what it seems like. What does pile 3 have to let go of? Letting go of how others perceive us. The hawk and thistle with graceful persistence. Yeah, that's kind of the message I was saying, that grace. You need to be the one to hold the light in this situation. And then raccoon and sycamore with curiosity. That might be in relevance to the Hanged Man, just in terms of looking at the situation from a different angle, being open-minded. Don't get stuck in an expectation of how things have to be. Don't get stuck in a certain outcome kind of thing. But we have the goat and the willow with overcoming obstacles. I mean, that kind of makes me wonder what kind of obstacle you are facing. With the conflict there, usually that conflict is in relation to how others respond to us. But now I'm kind of interested, because Spirit is giving me what you need to do about the conflict, but not what the conflict really is. Excuse me. What is this conflict? I want to know now. I'm interested. What is the conflict that pile 3 is facing? You don't want to tell me? It's not for me to know? Okay, fine. It's not for me to know. Stick with the main message then. What is pile 3 letting go of? Yeah. All right. Spirit doesn't want me to know your situation. Chamomile. Ooh, again, there's just this message of like remain calm. Remain calm. Whatever this is, you're close to achieving it, but you need to be graceful. You need to hold that light, hold that love. Don't let low vibrational emotions stop you from receiving what this is what I'm getting here. Don't let, it's not even just yourself, right? Like maybe there's chaos happening around you and you have to remind yourself every day to like just not lose your mind. You're like, that's maybe the message of like the grounding. Like you need to be grounded, you need to be solid, you need to be the rock in this situation. What else was I have cards that are about letting go. So we're gonna pull some there for you. Pile 1's message was pretty clear. Pile 2's message was kind of wonky and wishy-washy. So I'm excited to see. Yours seems like it's going to be pretty clear. What does pile 3 need to let go of? What? Being lovable. That's not a good way to put it, Spirit. Being lovable. Well, let's see what it says on the back. Today, I will tell myself that I'm lovable. Just because some people haven't been able to love me in ways that worked doesn't mean that I am unlovable. I've had lessons to learn, and some of them have hurt me deeply, but I can still love, and I am still loved. I'm going to leave that this way for you. And at the bottom, we have approving of myself. So there's this, all 3 piles really so far have had this believing in yourself kind of energy. So that's, I think, a collective message for everyone listening, is just this, it is kind of a stand your ground energy, but it's stand your ground more in terms of like stay in your power kind of thing, and to talk nicely to yourself. So that might be what this is saying too. It's not so much like you might need to not only hold your grace for others, you might just need to do it for your own sake too. You might need to tell yourself this. You might need to reiterate to yourself that you are beautiful, you are talented, you are capable, you are lovable, you have plenty to offer, you are worthy, that kind of thing. You might need to do that. And in doing that, you raise your own vibration and you remain graceful as you go through this chaos. What was I gonna do now? Get the tarot. That's what I was gonna do. What does pile 3 have to let go of? I mean, it's already kind of, but sometimes tarot has a different message or a different way of putting it. What does pile 3 have to let go of? Thank you. That's kind of with the same vibration as this card. You don't have to let go of this boss girl energy, but you have to embrace that you are worthy of it, kind of thing. Again, there's a lot of that standing in your power, telling yourself that you're worthy, that you deserve this, that you deserve good things. So there's been a lot of like letting go of self-doubt within each pile. Letting go 4 of Pentacles. That's that steady energy. Can also mean that you need to pay attention to your savings as well. But I'm getting more just steadiness. They're both just sitting pretty here, you know? Like, this isn't so much about acting in terms of the physical. This is more just how you speak, how you hold yourself. Is there anything else from this deck for pile 3? Ooh, there is. Okie dokie. So the moon flew out. Yeah. Okay. You need to let go. Yeah, you might be waiting for some kind of, that might be the goal you're trying to achieve. Some form of career. And you have to be careful about the vibration that frequency that you hold in order to receive this, because this feels like a gift. With the moon here, the moon, I usually interpret the moon as secrets. So sometimes this is information that is hidden for us because it is not time for us to know yet. Like the moon is, if the high priestess is knowing yourself, then the moon to me is more the universe speaking that that they know, but they can't tell you yet, in that sort of sense. So there's still a spiritual frequency here. It's just that it's hidden from you at this time. Which is why you may need to just sort of sit and hold your energy. There's nothing in your reading that is being called to like act fast, for sure. Where's my other deck here? Okay. What else does pile 3 need to know about letting go of this? Oh, the Lovers. Choices? Seems like more in your reading. Oh, 10 of Scrolls. Yeah, I love this 10 of Scrolls though. Not just because that tiger is so cute, but because I love the metaphor of a paper cage. I love it. Because to me, like, that's a nice 10 of Scrolls. Because 10 of Scrolls is usually very sudden and painful. But this 10 of Scrolls is more just saying, like, you are a tiger. You don't need to be in this cage. It's paper. It's paper. Just knock it down, kitty. I love it. It's so clueless. But it's clueless because it thinks it's trapped. But it's not trapped. Your cage is made of paper. You just go right through it. Maybe that's, I mean, again, there's that message of like empowerment, like you're a tiger. Paper's nothing to you. But someone maybe made you feel like you aren't a tiger. Maybe someone made you feel like you can't do that. Mind trickery. Ugh, if they did that to you, that's the worst. How dare they? Poet. I don't know why, because I usually do not interpret this card this way, but I get the feeling that maybe that's the person. Like, I'm just sort of reading this as a sentence, which is weird. So this may only be for like a certain person listening, because I didn't see any other love messages in your reading, but it feels like this is a sentence that goes together of like, this person hurt you. This person might have been someone that you really loved, but they made you feel like you are less than what you are. That you were unlovable, maybe. And so doing that didn't necessarily put you in like an actual cage, but it put you in like a mental block of like, oh, I don't deserve this. I'm not good enough for this. I'm not good enough for that job. I'm not good enough to go for that. I don't have enough confidence. But it's like you have the Leo here and the Tiger. You absolutely do. For those of you that this isn't a relationship, I feel that maybe this is the kind of work that you want to do. The Poet, King of Scrolls. You might be wanting to pursue something more creative. And that is the choice that you are making. But you don't believe that you deserve that, or you don't think you can do it. And it might be making you feel stuck. But you are close to achieving your goal, and you do deserve this level of abundance. But I think the main message is to not get angry about it. Because anger is Anger can be used to motivate, but if we don't check our anger, if we're not aware of it, we can also get, I don't know why anger is coming out now, because it doesn't mention anger, it just mentioned pride. But I'm still getting that thing of like I said in the beginning, like you might be actually the one that has to be check yourself before you wreck yourself kind of thing. Like you might have to be the one that is very aware of the negative emotions that you are putting out there kind of thing. Let's see if we can get you some more messages with tarot before we end your reading. What else does pile 3? Oof, need to know. That just flew out as a big chunk. But the wheel showed up. Change in possibilities. Change in possibilities. I don't want to cover up any of my cards, but I'm gonna have to. Maybe if I didn't want to cover up this because I feel like it's important. So we have the wheel with change and possibilities. We have 4 of acorns with comfort and community. That's that rest I was talking about, that sitting pretty. Comfort. There's not a lot of like go, go, go energy in your pile. So whatever you're letting go of and whatever change you want to bring about once you let go, it feels like letting go is more of a process of your mind. Like more of a meditative process, I guess. Ten of Shells. Blessings and well-being. That's the Ten of Cups. So a lot of happiness. Ooh. That just made me think of the Lovers card right here. And again with the Empress, like you might be coming into some form of like emotional abundance or relationship abundance. I do see a wedding here for some reason. I mean, it is the Lovers. There is a wedding going on here, but it's a very beautiful Lovers card, isn't it? It's a sacred wedding, a union of the masculine and the feminine, and nature is bearing witness. Six of Shells, sentiment and joy. Oh, don't hold yourself back from what makes you happy. I don't know. That was kind of a weird out of the blue message. Don't hold yourself back from what makes you happy. Awakening, renewal, and enlightenment. Gosh, okay. I feel like I need to sit with this for a bit. That was a lot of information. Let's see. So you're chasing after something here with that goal, and then the success and the enlightenment, the blessings, the joy, the change, the choices. Got a lot going on, pile 3. And you don't necessarily, it doesn't even seem like you necessarily need to let go of anything in particular. You just sort of need to believe in yourself. I know that sounds like poopy advice. That's not really what I wanted to say, but it's what I heard. Believe in yourself, have confidence in yourself, believe that you can do this. Okay, wait a second. Maybe if I just ask more questions. How does pile 3 believe in themselves? I know that sounds like a silly question, but sometimes when we get messages from Spirit, we know that it makes sense, but we need a little bit more of the baby steps on how to get there. Like, how do you believe in yourself? Is it through meditation? Is that going to help? Rest, self-care? How does pile 3 believe in themselves? The Emperor, 6 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Embodying a more decisive energy wouldn't hurt you. And that's with that tiger there too. That decisiveness, because usually when we have any kind of mental block, it is that decisiveness that can help us break through it. Because the more we hesitate, the more we give power to what is holding us back, right? The more this tiger hesitates to go through the paper, the more that tiger is going to believe that the paper is the cage. Whereas if she just decided to try and go through it, she would discover that it was paper all along. 9 of Pentacles. I'm seeing embody the 9 of Pentacles. So this is kind of a fake it till you make it energy, but then also there's that message of not being too prideful. So there's confidence there. It's almost like you need to pretend. It's again that same, I mean, I personally don't really like this advice, so you don't have to follow it. You don't have to take it if it doesn't resonate. But that advice to like get up and be the person you want to be in your day-to-day, I think that's the message with embodying that Nine of Pentacles energy. And then we have Six of Pentacles. With generosity, give and take. There's also that abundant lifestyle here too. Like there is abundance in your reading. And I mean, Spirit is telling you that you just have to believe that you're worthy of it. Past energies, past dreams, nostalgia, childhood wounds, parent wounds. You might need to confront your inner child about this a little bit in order to believe in yourself. And then the Emperor. I feel like these two go together very well. These kind of three is just sort of giving me that decisive energy. And you know what? I do find that being decisive, sure, you can embody that fool energy of, you're not looking before you're leaping. But when we are decisive, oftentimes people respect that, is the thing I think I found has made the biggest impression on me. When I'm decisive, when I don't hesitate, when I just sort of make up my mind and do it and follow through, people respect that and people notice that. And so even though sometimes you come across like, I didn't really think that through, because you were decisive about it, people will start to actually treat you like you know what you're doing, because you didn't hesitate, you didn't sit on it for too long, you acted with intention. And so that might be the key to embodying that energy too, is just sort of following through more with what you've decided. Yeah, I feel like this Ten of Swords card is big for you. There's a lot of like the kitten, the tiger that believes it's a kitten kind of thing, which has been it's shown up in almost all three readings, just in different forms. So everyone has a different way of letting go and a different reason to let go and a different way that they're going to show up afterwards. But the collective message is definitely to let go of any kind of lack that you have, not so much material wise, but spiritually, mentally, your blockages, your self-limiting beliefs, your self-doubts. There's a lot to do with belief in your reading for sure. It keeps coming through and I feel like I'm sounding really corny. But I think that's all I have for you, pile 3. You need to let go of the things you tell yourself that you're small or that you can't do it. And you need to be a little bit more maybe in your masculine. Which sometimes that's the total opposite. Pile 2 for sure was more just embodying, or no, was it pile 1? Embodying a feminine sort of receptivity. You're more, you need to embody maybe the masculine, not necessarily in terms of like bullying or action per se, but just with making up your mind. Like I'm really getting from these 2 cards that you Spirit does not want you to doubt yourself. These do not look like 2 kitties that go back on their word kind of thing. So yeah, that's kind of the main message I think I'll leave with you, pile 3. I hope that was helpful. And I wish you all the best in the future, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.